finished? Who can say anything? What was the first chapter we read for the old timer person? No one.
I can talk a little bit.
Huh? Huh?
I can talk a little bit if you like.
Yeah, you can just give an idea. What did he?
Okay, yeah, the Shwetashwatara Upanishad opens with questions about, and then the sixth chapter has all the answers to these questions. That's my summary.
That's the question. Yeah, this is called like Kena Upanishad starts with the question Kena, by whom? By whom we see. What is who is guiding us behind? So that is the same question. What is the cause of this universe? It is Brahman, or where did this world come from? Some say it is by nature. Some say in time it has happened. Some say it is the nature of the material or world. It develops like that. Like so many questions. And this responses, the one once came, ultimately it is the Brahman. As you know, says Vedanta will say, it is that one absolute consciousness. So that we read in different ways. Time, nature, law, chance, matter, energy, intelligence. These may be the people may think these are the causes of this universe to come. But it is neither these, neither the combination of all those. And then what is that? This individual self is not free. But who guides them? Who is the controller of all this individual and the cosmic? So those questions are the fundamental questions of life. And then the sages started meditating, and in the deep meditation, the dhyana, yoga, nupassat, they visualize the experience. Devatma Shakti. It is the power of the Devata and the God. Practicing method of meditation, they realize that being, that reality, which is the God of all religions, the self of all philosophy and energy, and we exist as the self-luminous power in everyone, with the source of our intellect and emotion and will, who is one without a second, who presides over all the causes of innumerable objects, beginning from time, ending to individual soul. So it is incomprehensible because it is infinite. So, and then they said that the whole universe is in this infinite wheel of Brahman. This individual soul is rotating again and again. And Gyatva Devam, knowing this truth, that reality, which is with the knowledge of God, all fetters fall off. When you know that reality, that God, who is behind this whole movement of the cosmos and the individual mindset, etc., one becomes free from all. With the waning of the ignorance, then also birth and death. There is no question of birth and death. Birth and death is not bad, but birth and death for us is bad because it is giving suffering and pain, little pleasure, and followed by so much of suffering. So we are tired of that. We want perpetual happiness, perpetual joy and peace. So going beyond the consciousness of the body, by meditating on Him who is inside, one reaches the third eye, or third state, the universal lordship. So one can meditate inside, and they can reach a state of mind, the karana sarira, in that causal body, and in that body, when fully awakened one goes there, he attains the knowledge of the whole cosmos. He knows the universe. And beyond that is samadhi. Up to that is the end point where one can go with keeping the mind awake. That is in meditation. But that reality is not only, it is how to be done. Very important verse, 14 verse said, that you have to make your body as a lower piece of wood, And mantra, japa mantra, Om or your Ishta mantra would be the upper wood. In early days they used to rub two flints together to strike to a fire. Or two wood, rubbing, heat generates and fire comes. So it says the lower is your body. Sadeham maraning kitra, your own body, take as a lower piece. That means use this body for concentrating on something higher. And then apararani, you repeat your mantra, Om, 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 or what? And rub with that mantra, then say, and the pranava, the upper piece of the word. Pranava means Om. And practicing churning in the form of meditation. So you do contemplate and contemplate. What is Om? What is this body? You're taking help of the body, think that reality, that Om, and Om is the infinite expression of infinite God. So one should realize God as one would find out something hidden. So as if it is here, we didn't know. That's why it is a wonder. When the realization comes, people talk about this. It is a wonder. Shankaracharya says in the Viveka Chudamani, this world I am seeing now, so concrete, where does it disappear? Kaggatam, kenavanitam, kutralinam idam jagat. This world vanishes for me. Udunaiva maya drishtam, just I was seeing the diversity, the suffering, pleasure, pain. And this moment, I rediscovered myself, that there is beyond all. What is this world vanished altogether when you reach your own divine self? So that is but it is not that with closed eyes you see that reality. What about this world? What we see? That divine is hidden everywhere. Swami Vivekananda's modern language is that each soul is potentially divine. The divinity is everywhere. It is contrary to the idea everyone is a sinner. Sin is our foundation. No, sin is not our foundation. Our foundation is divinity, purity, strength, life. And so that is everywhere. But I don't see it. That's the mystery. I'm seeing God, but I don't recognize it. You are eating ice cream. You are having some taste of ice cream, but you don't know it is ice cream. And that you just don't give the value. When you know it is ice cream, then really with the knowledge you know what you are eating. We eat without giving attention to the food what we are eating. Is it not? When you pay attention to that, then you can feel the taste, no? Is it not true? Suppose you are getting a good, precious, some delicious food, and your mind is distracted somewhere. And you are talking, or full of anxiety, and you gulp the things. The same thing went through the tongue, to the mouth, but you don't feel any taste of it. But when you put it to enjoy that, put it in your tongue and put your focus there, see the joy. Joy which is there, but you don't recognize it. Similarly, the Brahman is everywhere. The eternal peace and joy is percolated everywhere. Anandat yevo khalu imani bhutani jayante. Upanishad declares, Anandena jatani jivanti, Anandam prayanti abhisangvishanti iti. Everything comes out of Ananda, bliss, joy. And everything is stable on that Ananda. Everything subsides in Ananda. To the eyes of a knower of truth, everything is permeated with bliss, bliss, bliss. But to the ignorant, everything is troublesome. Because we don't see what is inside. Our eyes get stuck to the outside body. Oh, she's so good, she's so bad, or he's so nice. No, oh, she's rude. How intolerant is that guy? We are all defining our identity by our look, physical look. by our mental emotions, upsurge of emotions, ego, pride, all this. That is me. That is not. It is embedded inside. And that's why it's called best example. Tile sutailam. You take a sesame seed. Do you know there is oil? Yes, it is oil. You have to grind it and find that the sesame seed is not seed, it is oil. There is oil. Tileshu tailam dodini yogurt. Hmm? If you have dodini in the curd, there is butter. When you take yogurt, do you see the butter there? But by churning, you can find out, put water and milk and churn it, and all the churning, butter comes out. That means butter was there. It's not visible to ignorant eye, but you have to do some sadhana, some spiritual practice, and whatever Guru teaches us following that, it can give us the visible experience of butter. But looking at the yogurt or curd, you don't find that it has that entity inside. So looking at the person, you do not know. But if you have a penetrating eye, spiritual eye, then you see the divine pulsating everywhere. So that's what Upanishad says. See, he says, Apoho or Nishu, Apoho, Sruta Srutamsu. In the stream or in the spring, it is all water. Sometimes in the spring, it is hidden. You don't see the source. But there is water. So apparently we ignore, we don't see that. So that is to be charmed. That's why he says that Srutasi Oronishu Chakra Agni, the fire. In this is piece of wood. But it does not give us the sign that there is a fire behind it. So it is hidden. So like that God is hidden. Our divine consciousness is hidden in all of us. And we see the outside. Neither see inside us, neither see outside. But to the seer of the truth, they see the in and out, that reality. That's why last verse of this first chapter we read, as oil in the sesame seeds, as butter in the curds, as water is underground springs, as fire in the wood, even so this self, big self, giant self, not this petty I, the big I, that big self is perceived in the small self. This is the small self. All we are small selves. We all will live with our little petty identity. We die with our petty identity. Is it not? What is your name? I'm John. What is your name? Where do you stay? I am a PhD. Oh, I went to college. Oh, I am an artist. I am an engineer. This is the identity. And then when you become old, no, I don't. I'm jobless. I don't do anything. I'm retired. No, you are neither retired. You are neither a PhD. You are neither all this. You are the consciousness which make you feel you are a PhD, or you have make you know that I am an engineer. I am a doctor. I am this. And all doctors, engineers go there. Then I am still I am. And that I am does not go. So to find real identity. So it says that he who by means of truthfulness. Why? How do you get it? You can find the fire by striking two pieces of dry wood, rubbing. So what can you do? How can you realize this truth? You realize this truth by truthfulness. That is the character of the personality. You are searching for eternal truth, you should be truthful in your daily behavior. Truthfulness. Self-control. That means you have the power to not to digest the mind. You want, you can control it. Control over your mind, self-control, concentration. Look again and again for the self. Our sadhana should be how to see the big self, how to see the consciousness behind all of us. A crawling worm, can you think that there is a consciousness behind? As I am conscious, I am going this way. If some obstacle comes, I turn my face, go the other way. No? You are driving the car, if some other car is very hectic and is trying to disturb, you slowly go to your slow lane. No? It is not the car does anything, you do. Similarly, the small insect crawling like that moves this way. It is not the body of the insect doing, it's the consciousness behind. He has this little intelligence, little emotion, and that is guiding there. So the fundamental thing behind all of our existence is that consciousness. That's the consciousness study, no? A very big subject today. So again and again we have to think, I am the big self, not this petty self. That's the whole philosophy of Vedanta, no? I am not the body, not the mind, I am the spirit. Why to say that? Say again and again, I am the spirit, I am the divine reality. Vivekananda says, Hari Maharaj, Swami Turiyananda used to say, you have become what you have become by saying, I am this, I am this. Tell from today, I am that, you will be that. We make our destiny. Yeah. We make ourselves full, we can make ourselves illumined. So Upanishad suggests, look again and again for the self. You will try to see, look for the self. What we look for every day. We look for the outer coating of the personality. He's a bad guy, he's a good guy. Oh, he is this, he is that. We are classifying on those categories. Never we categorize, oh, in him is the divine, in him is the divine, or her is the divine. Divine, 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 divine. If I see divine, 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 I become divine. If I see the negativity, negative I become. You see the people who day and night find faults with others, finds fault with others. They are all negative people. Don't go and close to them. Then you will that negativity will come into your life. Always be what you are. Talk about your divinity. Talk about your spirituality. Talk that I am a child of God. Have your own dignity there. So this Upanishad is saying, look again and again for this big self, capital self. This small self, big self, which is all pervading like butter contained in the milk, and which is rooted in the self-knowledge and meditation, that he becomes the supreme Brahman, and then that destroys all ignorance. No? Sarvabhyapinam atmanam, that Atman, the self, sarvabhyapinam, it is all pervaded. Not only here, it is everywhere. So, just kshire swarpidimo orpitam, as the butter, milk, is in the milk. Atmavidya tapomulam. This knowledge of the self will be attained by whom? Tapomulam. Mulam means the root. Its root should be tapasya, austerity. Now is Ramadan going on, 40 days fasting. Lent is going on, no? People have practice of restraining, giving some control over things of the self. So control the self here. And the mind of wisdom which is there unfolds. So you have to work here more. That's a tapomulam. We say, oh, I am busy, I don't get a time yet. This morning I cannot sit for meditation. I have so much to do. You can do everything, and only for this kind there is an excuse, no? No excuse. Tapomulam, you have to do austerity. We do all austerities for anything to achieve in life. To get a single school examination, the children give up their austerity, their play, their games, and their going to friends and partying and this and that. They forget. They had to do that. For spirituality, we should have to do that thing again. That's the Upanishad is emphasizing Atma Vidya, the knowledge of the Atman, Tapomulam. Its mool, its root should be austerity. That's why that religion, Hinduism is very strong on these points. Don't allow anybody to just let go. Do your indulgence in the hodgepodge of the life, and you say you are spiritual. These two cannot go together. God and mammon cannot go together. Meaning, live a good life, have your own thing, but try to explore the truth. And your austerity for God, austerity for this knowledge. I want to know. People are how much they are doing for knowing what is in the stars and galaxies in this and that, how much they're trying to know what is subatomic particle further going there, how much is the brain reactions are going on, how much psychologists are working on the finer understanding of the mindset, and why about God the infinite who permeates everywhere, and I am that. I have no interest in that. Today is Sri Chaitanya's birthday, holy day. It's called holy day, the day of color festival, no? And birthday of Sri Chaitanya. He used to say, "What, Momo? What is my ill fate that I have no desire to know my beloved Lord?" No, there is a song. আমি সকল কাজের পাই হে সময় তোমারে ডাকিতে পাইনে I find time for everything. But, oh Lord, I don't find time for calling upon you. আমি বাহিরে শুধু আঁখি মেলে চাই. I see the outside world only, not see the beauty within. আমি বাহিরে শুধু আঁখি মেলে চাই, জ্ঞান আঁখি মেলে চাই না. I don't look at everything with the eye of knowledge. So that means we have to be aware. It is not that we are not doing, I can do it. Let us take a resolution. So you want Brahma Jnana, then you have to do austerity. Get up in the early morning. Oh, I cannot. No, 4 o'clock. Huh? so no, last night I was a bit late. Late. But 4 o'clock is 4 o'clock. We have seen some senior swamis of our order. He was in his 70s and he was in India, I'm talking about. Here we have luxury of getting the hot water at any point of time. Night 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, what does it matter? If you have a hot shower, that's okay. But you are given a cold bucket of water. First of all, it is 4 o'clock, early 3 o'clock. Secondly, it is a cold water. And they will not do anything without taking a shower. So I used to see that Swami, very old. I mean, in modern age, 70 is nothing, but early, about 60 years before, they are very old, no? So, but he will never lose his way. When the morning Vespar goes in the Belur temple, he used to live in the adjacent compound, educational compound. I was also in there. But he will be 3:30, he's up. He goes to bed 1 o'clock, 3:30, 10 o'clock, 3:30, 9 o'clock, 3:30. But 3:30 is the point. You'll have to get up. And then you will go and take a shower, cold water, no? And then there is no provision because it was not available. And then he will dress up, and then sometimes it is raining, pouring rain, with the umbrella. The whole cloth is wet. But he's walking to the temple and there's attending to the morning. Because of his age, what happens when he used to sit, he could not remember the Lord's name, or he used to go to sleep. What he did, he will be walking and doing the japa, walking and doing the japa all the time.
Jai Gaurdai.
All the color.
I almost brought some to tell you, Maharaj. but-
No. Okay. Hmm. So that is the important point. Atma Vidya Tapo Moolam. Atma Vidya, the knowledge of the self, it is grounded only on, it is available to those who are austere for God, practice of spirituality. And it is really to remember God whole day. God realization is not an easy thing to remember whole day, at every breath. Some people remember means chant, but even not feel the presence. That's a practice of the presence of God. Brother Lawrence, that famous book, no? And he lived that. And that's an austerity. Can we do that? If someone doing, can you remember God all the time and do things? How much practice should be there to be deepening into the, and love for God should be there. That there's a crisis in my life. I'll have to do that. So this is the Tapomulam. So now I have taken half an hour. Okay, so we'll go to the next second chapter. Junjana Pratamang Manaha Tattayo Savitadhya Agne Jyotir Nichachyo Pritibhya Adhyavarat. Adhyavarat. First, harness. Harness, what does it mean? What is harness? Harness the mind and the senses. This refers to the preliminary process of attaining purity of the mind by a life of self control in accordance with the rules of the righteousness. So, first address is first harness the mind and the senses with a view to realize the truth. You have to junjana pratamam, the first manaha tattayo, to keep the mind in God. That should be a sincere effort. We'll forget. We are not habituated with that. God, yesterday someone is putting that question. I have not seen God. How can I love God? A very pertinent question. I said, I have not seen God. How can I love God? But it should be advanced so much. I know I do not, I have not perceived, but God is there, I believe. That conviction has come. And then a second is the effort. Just harness. Be serious. Be active. The mind and the senses. See, two things. Manaha tattaya savitadhiya. Manabuddhi. Mind and intellect. They should be trained to think that there is a reality. And I am not seeing him. There is a song of Shiva. Shiva Guchao Amar Moner Bram. Bam 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 Bam. Shiva Guchao Amar Moner Bram. আমি তোমা বিনে হয়ে আছি বাঁশবাগানে কানাডোম. It is very Bengali. What does it say? Shiva, oh Lord Shiva, Guchao Amar Moner Bram. Please take away my delirium of my mind. This false ideas about this life and this world, no? And because why? Because I have become blindfolded. আমি তোমা বিনে, bereft of you, I have become a dome. Dome means those who are people who used to deal with the dead bodies. And in the crematorium, they work. And not this sophisticated crematorium here. The Indian cremation ground, open fire. They would put the dead body in the fire and then burn and then smash the head, all this. He'll be scared to see all those things.
No, they are untouchable.
Untouchable
so
also.
is coming to help him. And that bamboo thing is like that. There are the snakes. So it's very dangerous place.
No, also it is. Bansbagan means, Bansbagan means the bamboo forest is so thick and you cannot find your way out. So I am in, like, my condition is that I am in this world in such a way I don't find a way out. Oh Shiva, Be gracious and show me the path. Anyhow, the idea is that sincere prayer should be there and sincere practice should be there. So, first harness the mind and senses with a view to realize the truth. And then, having found out the light of the fire, the evolving soul brought itself out of the earth. Yoga, uh, this and the next four mantras are taken bodily with a slight variation here and there from Samhita portion of the Vedas. And some of them are also cited in the Brahmanas and interpreted in religion to their application to the liturgy. The Upanishad, however, makes use of them as a relation to the practice of the yoga and in its application to the knowledge of Brahman. These mantras are often taken as authority to show that meditation and self-culture are as old as the Vedas. The present mantras alludes to the preliminary steps in the process of spiritual practice. So these are the pre-spiritual practice. This that means first you harness the mind and the senses, focus them to the purpose of life. Second, light the fire, and fire means the intellect, intellectual awakening, consciousness, but to follow that path. Evolving soul means the word here means that one who brings forth or inspires. So there, and the art means the expression is used symbolically to denote matter in general. Brought itself out of the earth, therefore means extract itself out of all attachment. So detach from the worldly distractions, withdraw from your, analyze your life, be focused on your practices. And then second, yukteno manasa vayam devasya sobitos sarve suvargaya shaktya. With our mind's control, so as to manifest the self-luminous immanent soul, we shall vigorously endeavor for the attainment of the supreme bliss. So these are the resolutions in spiritual life. One will have to make everyday resolution that our mind, with the control mind. Why control mind? Because if focus inside, then this luminosity which is inside, that will be revealed. It is distracted outside. That's why it is we don't see the glimpse of the truth. When the mind becomes very concentrated and focused, and that is the purest mind generates them. And with that pure mind, one can see God and feel His presence. So, with our mind's control, why mind control? So as to manifest the self-luminous, immanent soul, we shall vigorously endeavor for attainment of the supreme peace. Controlling the heaven-aspiring senses with the help of the mind. Heaven-aspiring means mind always thinks, after death I go. Normal people think heaven and hell. All the religions have the concept of heaven and hell. So after I doing good karma, I'll go to heaven. And I be bad karma, you are put to the hell. But at this, Christian hell is bad. Christian heaven is also bad. But Hindu hell is good. Hindu's heaven is also good. Because you did certain good karma, you enjoy little pleasure in the heaven. And then you have to come back here. This is the plane where you have to work for. Your working office is this. Your office, you did a good job, your officer is very pleased, send you to heaven, 5-star hotel in Hawaii, and give some 1 month's leave. All paid, prepaid. That is called heaven. And bad karma, someone in punishment, go. But I did something bad, I should get that much punishment. Eternal hell, that is the Christian hell. Or eternal heaven, you did something good, eternal heaven, mathematically it is not acceptable. It should be proportionate to our both in and out. So it says controlling the heaven aspiring mind. I am doing good, fine, I shall go to heaven. Heaven is a temporary place. Heaven is a five-star hotel. We live in the third class hotel. An ordinary food, ordinary dress, ordinary sleeping arrangement. Five-star arrangement is much different. That much is the difference. But it is temporary, it is temporary. So our mind should not be seeking for heaven, but our mind should seek for who we are, to know who we are, which is unchanging reality. So that should be the goal. That's why you have to control the senses. How? With the mind and the intellect, to put to the immanent soul, so regenerates them as to enable them to manifest the self-luminous infinite light. So control the mind. That's what Raja Yoga they are talking about. Chitta vritti nirodha. When the mind's rambling of the mind, control. When it is controlled, then focus it inside. And then the inner truth will reveal. Then the fourth verse says, great is the glory of the immanent self, so which is all pervading, all knowing, infinite and self luminous. So you may say, why shall I do austerity and focus my mind, control my mind? You are all this Vedanta is bad because people don't come to Vedanta much because they say, hey, control, control, control. Or master, master. Better term master. Control is a bad term. Control your senses. Now master your senses. Okay. Why shall I master my senses? What is the why not let go my senses? I see, I watch, I do, as people are doing. Because you do not know, you live only in the petty things. Little joy. To get that, so much of energy is to be given. And when you get it, boom, gone. And if you remember that joy, your mind goes down. Hey, yesterday was a good meal. So many good items were there. And today is today is also good. Healthy, nice. My health will be good and my appetite will be full. But considering yesterday's good condition, today it is making me unhappy. But today you have a good meditation. Think after 10 days, your meditation, your mind will be lifted. This is the difference between material and spiritual. One day you have a bhajan. Suppose you are in the bhajan and you're singing and dancing with many people. And when you get that very good feeling of that, remember after 1 month that that was the day. It will lift your mind and bring you joy of a different nature. So this is the distinction between worldly pursuit and the spiritual pursuit. So that's why he said, why shall I seek this glory of God? Because great is the glory of God or the immanent soul. Why? It is all pervading. You are seeking God, seeking joy in petty things of the senses. No, you have to have some joy. You should have to get a good food, what you like, isn't it? A good food may be there, but you eat it not up to your taste. What will happen? You will eat the food, you will be disgusted with that. But it is not, it is me. I am permitted everywhere. It is immanent. It says that it is all pervading, all knowing, infinite, and self luminous. The light within shines forth. It is me. If we know that, then what you lack? It is all pervaded everywhere. So you are everything. If you are everything, you don't. Ishavashyam midagga sarvaye jatkincha jagatyam jagata tena tyaktena bhunjita magridha kasya siddhanam. Kasya siddhanam. Others' wealth, others' property. Don't be jealous about that or covetous. Why will you covet if you know your? In your room, there is a, say, jewel in one place, another piece, one glass. Do you, night time you think that, oh, how can I get the jewel? I shall have to do, and it is yours. And this is yours. So everything is yours. When you know that everything belongs to me, what do I lack? Why shall we beggar? We are beggar in the world because we think it is not mine. But he said, this knowledge, that this effort will take us to that is the glory of our immanent self, which is within. Great is the glory, and that glory is the immanent soul, who is all pervading, all knowing, infinite, and self luminous. Only those rare few who know, means experience, undergo the necessary discipline and spiritual practices. Those who know, they become restless. We love God, we love Rasgulla, we love ice cream, we love jalebi. We also love God. We love it. What is called? What is the most liked thing for everyone? Pizza. I love pizza. I love God also. God has only one share of the total love. When that is received, that it is then only those rare people who know that I am all pervaded, so I need not have to crave for anything. And that is the attainment, and that we will have to do when that earnestness comes. Swami Vivekananda said, if there is a real, genuine thief, he's a thief, and he is allowed to sleep for the night to the room next where there is a treasure house of all gold and jewel. And he said, you sleep here, and this is the treasure house. What he will do? Will he sleep? His mind will be thinking, how can I enter it? How can I take something? How can I go in? Treasure house. So we should know that in us is the treasure house of infinite joy and bliss is there. And we are here beggars, begging for one penny. But in your heart is $1 billion, $1 trillion assets are here inside. Endless. You cannot define with any quality or quantity. So that if we know God is there, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, God is within, no? If you know, can you sleep? Swamiji says, can you sleep? That means eagerness is necessary. We have to know the value of it, what we are missing, what is inside us. We do not know. To know that is spirituality. One first step of spirituality, there is a treasure house of joy in my own heart. Tap it here. We run outside to beg. But it is so much easier. So to know, understand that is the glory of my Atman, who is all-knowing, who is infinite, who is self-luminous. Only those rare few, those have finished with the world experience. That's why it is good also to get worldly experience. If anyone thinks that everyone should be a monk, why should be a monk? Don't be a monk. First enjoy the life. Know what world can give you. How much joy it can give, how much suffering it can give. And if you are satisfied, go on, continue. But let dissatisfaction and then search for something higher. Teaching everyone to be a monk is a very bad instruction. It is not necessary, and it is not good to the person to give up. Why you will give up? Beggars and the wandering monk are the same. Beggar has no home, no position, no wealth, all living under the tree or under the shade. Monk also in India go, thousands and thousands of monks are there. They have no home, they have no money, they have no relationship. They are sick, they will lie down and suffer from that. Is that two are the same? One knowing that the world cannot give me anything, I have taken this path of God realization. Another, I am deprived. I want that, but I cannot get it. So the question is that inner awakening, inner urge should be there to push us into the truth, what I want. And I must have to feel it is a necessity for me. People saying something and I follow that does not stay with me. Opportunity comes and I fall from the ideal. So that's why it is said that only those rare few. Why rare? Because they have been done with that experience and then got the experience that I have tried it, but it does not befit, it does not suit me. I don't get that, I can't release it. I can't find the joy what I want. It is so little to my expectation. You are a very talented person. If someone gives you a job, say $10,000 job, you will be hating that job because you are capable of getting something. So the art for getting a greater job, as will be the art inner willingness. So spiritually, it will be like that. I am tired with this. I don't care. There comes the renunciation. Spiritual viveka vairagya. Viveka was the first point. To understand this is permanent, this is impermanent, this is not my choice. I will not be satisfied with this. I need something higher. I need something. I cannot bear with this. I cannot accept that much as our goal. And then what is good? Vairagya, which you feel that is unimportant, get out. Throw out. So viveka vairagya. These are the foundations. So he's talking about only those rare few, means those who have this discrimination or discernment and the power, mental strength to reject. I don't care for it because it cannot give me. I have tested it. Test first and then see if it can give you joy. Hold on. If it cannot, be very scientific minded. Vedanta is very scientific. You try it. If it works for you, go on. One gentleman used to come to my Gita class in Cerritos. And then he used to sit and we were talking about life's impermanence and this and that. So he was tired. He wanted to tell me, Swami, why are you telling so much of the dark side of life? Huh? I am happy. I don't need anything. I will, oh, you are happy? Well, yes, I have my house, good house. I have a good car. I have a good family. I have good children. My life is very happy, peaceful, joyful. I enjoy everything. Then I said, this class is not for you. This class will be for them who are dissatisfied with it. Or this dissatisfaction is generating in the heart that there is something I can get it, or I got a glimpse of that higher something without paying anybody any penny. Actually, when you meditate, what you do? You don't pay anybody any penny. You shut your door in your room, you close your eyes, and you find joy. Oh my God. To get a little joy outside, you have a cooking, a meal. How much time and energy you have to pay? You have to go to shopping, plan what you have to purchase, and then go and then come back and chop and then put the oven, this, that, go on cooking, and then you eat. How many minutes? So this is the point that so much we do, but here is a mind of joy. Brahmananda was birthday, that day celebration. Brahmananda was what he used to say. He's in so much joy inside, he's enjoying that whole day, whole night goes on. His brother monk has baked some food and kept in his cave where he used to meditate in Omkareshwar. But he's not there. Sometimes he will be forgetting 1 day, 2 days like that. That means how one can survive? Got so much here that he does not depend on outside. So this is the only those rare people who know means know that there is a higher entity and I can grab it, I can get it, I can get this job. What people know. Then if they know, they make all efforts to go for that. So we should make all efforts to go for the truth. Undergo the necessary disciplines and spiritual practice. Then you cannot say, oh, it is too hard. No, it is not too hard for the thing you want. Day before yesterday, someone is in the Prabhupada was putting this question. It is too hard. I mean, what is not hard in life? What is not hard? You drum. Learning the drum is an easy thing. Tell me, I cannot do that. It will take such a long time to get a little glimpse of that to make a ready hand like that. So everything takes time and energy. But what is the net result out of that? What you gain? How much you gain? That's why self-discipline and spiritual practices are important. The wise do indeed control the activities of the intellect and practice meditation and concentration. So use your brain, use your mind, use your hands and feet, just all towards Jat Jat Karma Karomi Shambho Tavo Aradhanam. Whatever we do, whatever we think, it should be thinking I'm serving God, I'm offering to God, offering to God. So that should be the spiritual practice. Verse number 5 says, following only the footsteps of the wise, I merge you both. I merge you both in the ancient Brahman by continued meditation. So that's why we call Guru Parampara. A lineage is necessary. Following the footsteps of the wise people, I merge you both in the ancient Brahman by continued meditation. I merge myself into my real self, and myself is the Brahman. I am that. So that type of meditation. May the glorious one manifest himself. May the sons of immortal bliss hearken to me, even they who occupy celestial regions. Let all the blessings be coming from them, and let my two dual effort, our own effort and God's grace. This side and that side will merge. So people think that God's grace and don't do anything. They don't achieve anything. And then the do only, I don't believe in God's grace, they also fail it because it needs a dual effort. And of course, God's grace is said that it is there, but we have to effort is more important. Where fire is churned out, where air is controlled, where so much juice overflows, that the mind attains perfection. That means you have to go to a place where this environment is convenient to do. That's why you should make a room, corner of your room. It's called a shrine room. They're talking about better arrangement where convenient environment is there. But 10 people are meditating. If I go, I will feel like meditating. No? If 10 people are dancing and I go there meekly, I also feel, okay, they're dancing, let me also dance. If 10 people are talking mundane things, and then I will also start mundane talk. If 10 people are talking of something meaningful, I involve myself into that. So that is the point. Attaining whom you destroy the source. Source means source of ignorance, and are no more troubled by the results of the karma and anything post action. To that ancient Brahman be you devoted through the prime cause, the immanent soul. So, by your own effort, keep your mind devoted to that Brahman, that ancient Brahman, attaining whom all ignorance will be destroyed and will be troubled by the results of past action will not be able to have any effect. We are all troubled by our own karma, by our past action. Therefore, we should practice this to destroy our ignorance, the problems of our actions, causing suffering and joy, these opposites of them, and the prime cause of our immortal soul to reach that goal. So we should do this practice. It is emphasizing on the practical side of practice, not talking about religion, but to practice religion. How will you do yogic posture? So placing the body in straight posture like that, when meditation posture. So it's talking about how to meditate. It's talking that you focus your mind here in yourself, withdrawing from it to cut your karma and to feel that you are eternal absolute. So you sit for meditation, placing the body in a straight posture, holding the chest, throat, head erect, and drawing the senses and the mind into the heart, all withdraw from. That's why they say Guru teaches, sit straight, breathing exercise also some suggest. Then he said, try to focus your mind in your heart. And they give some imagery. Think of this, think of that, think of that, think of that, think of that. Why? Your distracted mind, which is roaming in the outside, is withdrawn and withdrawn and withdrawn, withdrawn. Those are experts, they can close their eyes and think of something. Infinite light, they can think of their Ishta Devata, all this. But for us who are not expert, we are teaching the mind, training the mind not to think of anything outside, but focus. Focus as the Guru has given the direction to bring that mind back, 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 back. And that will help to the heart. The knowing one should cross all over the fearful currents by means of the raft of Brahman. So, by raft of Brahman means that Taraka Brahman or Pranava. But this refers to the practice of silent repetition of the mantra Om. By repeating the mantra, that's why the mantra and meditation goes side by side. You think of your spiritual goal as Guru has instructed and try to think as he has instructed to bring the distracted mind into the focus in the heart. And then doing that, chant the mantra. Mantra and the meaning of the mantra, the object indicated by the mantra, to go simultaneously. Then what will happen? Your mind and your all other forces are concentrated into the point of the heart. They are suggesting in the heart. Many people do here. At least in our tradition, we don't, and the Upanishad also don't recommend that. References are there, maybe for special type of students. Our tradition, we don't allow or encourage that because it takes time to settle the mind in that level. First of all, to do is here is good. So, okay, so we can end verse number 8, second chapter, 8 verses we read today. I don't read more than one verse, but it is synopsis. So that's why you are. So you have any question? Anyone have any question?
Well, it's that japam, that artha bhavanam. That's just the visualization of the deity.
Deity or meaning, someone is non-dual type of thing, Aham Brahmasmi. Someone is thinking that one verse of the mantra is meditating on that. That mantra's meaning will be the same Brahman. Ultimately it turns to Brahman, Saguna or Nirguna, whatever. It depends on the student, as his Guru has instructed to think about. But in Vedanta, we have both the aspects, depending on the tendency. But focus is how much we talk about non-dual absolute. We are dualistic. Our mind always cannot limit it with the form and name and quality. So it is suggested that bhakti and prayer of dualities towards the beginning is good. And naturally it takes us, our mind unconsciously to higher and higher plane. But to shoot up very high is bad. You know, we have traveled in the Himalayas. If you go to Kailas in one stroke, and in the high heights of Himalayas, 18,600 feet, there is a point. Breathing trouble will start. You have reached there, but you are dying. What is the use of you going there if you die? Rather you go slowly, enjoy the vista, enjoy the beauty, and enjoy the gravity and the grandeur of the high Himalayas. Brahman, Atman is the high Himalayas, no? All brilliant, all light, all joy, all peace, all happiness. Absolutely. Slowly, enjoy. That's why I give the example, 2 ways of climbing the mountain top. One is that, it's called the rope climbing. Like what is that? Straight climbing. What is called? Rock climbing. But rock climbing is good because you go quickly. But rock climbing, one step you forget or little distracted this way, that way, boom. Rather take a flask and pack some snacks and then go to the trail, and there's a vista point. Sit there, munch, and see the beauty. And then again you are happy, move little further. Make the life spiritually joyful. It's not a dry bone of religion. Spirituality should be joyful and cheerful. Not that all the time it is like that. Sometimes it will be effort but no joy. That's a dry spell of journey. Sometimes you are in the trail you are going, view is not at all attractive. But go on. That is not your goal. You move on. You move on. And then when you reach the top, you all will see the same view. So that is rock climbing versus
Scenic route.
scenic route. Bhakti is scenic route. Jnana-mishra Bhakti is scenic route. Jnana-mishra Bhakti means knowledge mixed with bhakti, devotion. What normally we talk about. God as Satchidananda, love. God is not this, dry. Not this. Whatever comes, not this. And what about you? Not this. But you are not able to stand there, rock climbing. Very difficult. But this is, and that means we should be really, then journey will be more and you will be interested to dive deep more day by day. It will not be rejection. So this sadhana what is giving, have to be Vedantic background should be there. My real nature is pure and stainless. I pervade everywhere. It is the inner light which is shining in my heart and outside. Those philosophies should be ingrained. Ramakrishna said, keep the Advaitic knowledge in your pocket and do whatever you like. He didn't say pocket. He said at the edge of the cloth, tie it. Because in the cloth we are wearing, tie it at the edge. That means keep it in your hand all the time. That is the ultimate goal. But move on in your spiritual practice. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Panamastu. So tomorrow will be our gospel class, is it not? Yeah. So I will be there for the gospel class tomorrow, 7:30. Thank you all for coming. Good. Where do you come from?
Where do we come from? LA.
No.
Highland Park.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 I saw you probably.
I haven't been here.